The average lawsuit against a gym is $50,000.
So what really needs to be on a waiver to make it valid to protect yourself in the best way possible?
If you're currently operating one of those schools or gyms that has like a one-page waiver, gyms will call and they'll be like, review my waiver and tell me if it's good or not. And I'll say literally like, how many pages is it? I'll say it's 1 page. And I'll say, I guarantee you it's not sufficient.
Most of the time people copy and paste whatever gym they went to, whatever martial arts school they attended. It'll be like usually a sentence or two. I will not sue the martial arts school for any injuries, loss, death, whatever.
There's about 7 different sections at a very minimum that a waiver should have. And your waiver is just not providing you protection. So probably one of the main areas we see this is the first paragraph of any waiver at all should be titled the acknowledgement of danger. This is where we outline how somebody is going to get hurt in your gym. I put in your waiver that physical contact through pushing, punching, and kicking, this is a potential danger. And so a lot of the waivers that we'll see, even if they have an acknowledgement of danger section, it will not be specific to their industry. And it leaves the gym owners really exposed. In a karate school, in an MMA, in a CrossFit gym, in a parkour studio, in a pickleball court, we're all exposing to different dangers. We can't just use a general waiver to say, well, this worked in the CrossFit gym, so it's going to work in my school too. There's different dangers associated. So we have the acknowledgement of danger, followed by the assumption of risk, and then the acceptance of responsibility. And if your waiver's missing those 3 sections, you're already putting yourself at risk that it's insufficient to actually be warning somebody and having them intelligently waive the ability to sue you as a result of the dangers that are in your facility.
Okay, so can you go through the first 3 again?
Yeah. So the acknowledgement of danger basically is where you're going to say, we're going to put you through an extremely strenuous workout that it could expose you to broken bones, strains, sprains, hurt back, shoulders, concussions, paralysis, and death. Do you acknowledge that danger? Yes, I do. Okay. Now that you've acknowledged that danger, the next section is the assumption of risk. So you've acknowledged the danger and you're going to continue to come. So you're now assuming the risk that you're exposing yourself to by continuing to come to my gym. Yes. Okay, great. The third section is the acceptance of responsibility. So I've acknowledged the danger. I'm assuming the risk that I'm still going to come, and I accept the responsibility that if I continue to come and I hurt myself, that's on me. And so a lot of waivers, they're missing at least 1, if not 2 of those 3 sections.
I want to get to 4 through 7, but I don't think I've ever been to a gym. I've been to CrossFit. I've joined many gyms in my life that's ever had a 7-page waiver form. So is this really needed? I understand you're an attorney and that's what you would want, but I've never even seen that. Maybe a checkbox for LA Fitness? I don't know.
There's always this question, is this really needed? Part of a burden that we have to overcome with gym owners is that exact mentality of, what's the chance this is really going to happen? Or this has never happened in my 10 years of ownership. What's the chance it's going to happen? And the problem is it's just all a ticking time bomb. Fitness, if they get sued, fine. They're massive. They can handle it. They can afford a $50,000 payout and a loss of $25,000 in defense costs and a jacking of their insurance rate. I'm betting most of the studio or school owners listening to this can't afford that.
Okay, so we had the first 3. So what else would a waiver need to be sufficient at minimum?
So the next one is going to be some sort of a likeness waiver, so an acknowledgement that you are going to take pictures and videos of me. Again, I mentioned if you have cameras in your facility, there has to be what's called 2-party consent. And in some states, we need 2-party consent. Other states, we don't. So we just advise full 2-party consent regardless, because that way you're guaranteed to be protected, even if your state decides then to change to 2-party consent. So that's 3 and 4. We need to acknowledge about cameras, and then we need to acknowledge the use of somebody's likeness and have them waive any copyright claim to the financial advantage you get from using my likeness in your marketing. We then need an actual waiver, language that says, I am waiving my legal rights to bring a lawsuit against you and doing so on behalf of all of my heirs, assigns, family members. And then the last big section we need is what's called an indemnification clause. The indemnification clause basically says that if I come to your gym and I get hurt, I believe it's your fault, and I sue you, and you win, I basically have to pay for your legal costs in defending my frivolous lawsuit.